Welcome back. Here with us on Times Now. Amidst the crisis that we are witnessing in the Middle East, we are getting a big statement from Russia. In fact, Russia's foreign minister has made a big statement saying that Russia is going to do everything possible to create an atmosphere that will make US and Israeli operation against Iran impossible. This is the latest update coming in. Russia's foreign minister has said that an atmosphere is going to be created that's going to make action on Iran impossible. Listen in. Let's go across to my colleague Srinjoy Chaudhary joining us live right now for more on this. Srinjoy, help us understand, what do we make of this big statement from the Russian foreign minister?
Well, first of all, we must understand what create an atmosphere actually means, because he hasn't said in detail what it means. But it could be creating an atmosphere perhaps internationally, diplomatically, at the United Nations, at the Security Council, because even in its war with Ukraine, the Iranians have given Russia a lot of kamikaze drones, lots and lots of them. And drones really are the most significant piece of weaponry that is being used in that battle. So naturally, there is a strength of a strong relationship between the Russians and the Iranians, and you would expect Foreign Minister Lavrov to come up and support Iran like this. They have not said we will support them militarily. He has said we will create an atmosphere. That, of course, suggests, and because Lavrov has said it, a foreign minister, that, of course, suggests diplomatic support and support in international institutions. We'll have to see what exactly he does. But Russian diplomatic support to Iran as the war turns 6 days is very clear.
In fact, in the beginning itself, if I'm not wrong, Srinjoy, it was Russia only that reached out to the United Nations for a special meeting of the UNSC?
Yes, exactly. The Russians are in on this, and the Iranians really have two friends, Russia and China, two friends in the UN Security Council who are permanent members. Now that helps a lot, except that the United Nations now is not what it was, because even President Trump doesn't think much of the United Nations. We all know that. But nevertheless, Russian diplomatic support will be valuable for Iran.
Okay. And also, like you mentioned, that Iran has got two friends. Of course, we know which these two friends are, Russia and China. We've spoken about Russia and what Russia plans to do. On the other hand, earlier we also got an update from China wherein some kind of mediation process is being planned by China as well in the Gulf. Do you think that can also be helpful in some way in calming the tempers down?
Well, at this point, it's hard to see what anyone can do, because the US president is absolutely determined to go ahead and do all the things he wants to do. Now, the war is barely 6 days old, and he believes a lot of damage has been done. But while a lot has been done, more remains to be done. So till he is satisfied, because every day counts, every day the toll would be increasing. Every day this war would hurt not just Iran, but it would hurt even the neighbors, the Gulf countries which are being hit by Iranian weapons. And it will hurt India in some ways, because let's not forget that 9 million Indians live in the area, and the prices of petrol, prices of crude oil will begin to shoot up. Already it has. And India imports, as everybody knows, over 80% of its petroleum.
Right. Srinjoy, thank you for the moment for joining us with those details.